You're listening to the Nerd to Know Media Network. Join us at nerdtoknowmedia.com.
Broadcasting from the Blanchistan Center, this is Phoenix FM.
The internet is a communications tool used the world over where people can come together to bitch about movies and share pornography with one another.
According to the Nerd Index, you should be upside down in a junior high toilet around the clock.
This is we'll do it live. Time goes in, time goes out. Never miscommunication. It's over 9,000.
My name is Foxy.
The balls are in there. Do a barrel roll. Don't face me, bro. It's a trap. I'm a firing money. Time to Hey, Charlie, wake up. Oh, God, oh, man.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Nerd to Know Basis Show, episode 119. We made it to that big goal that they said we couldn't make it to, and we are airing on Phoenix 92.5 FM and of course all over the wonderful internet. My name is Cian, and in roughly alphabetical order, introduce yourselves.
Hey yo, it's Bryn.
It's Sarah.
And I guess I'm Kev.
Yay!
Hey, and before we get started, we have a sort of timey-wimey birthday celebration here. Who's the birthday person in the room?
Just me. Ahoy.
Whoa.
Hey!
Yay!
Literally is my birthday. Literally is my birthday when we're recording this on Wednesday. So I said I'd come in anyway. I literally have my birthday cake beside me. I haven't eaten it yet. And I'm like, hey, that's not a joke. That's not a bit. Like, it's actually right here. People are like, oh, yeah, no, I'm deadly serious. Yeah, it's fun. I wanted to come here and hang out and talk about nerd stuff. 119 episodes. Guys, that is a crime that we're still here.
Please, somebody stop us.
and like, you know, you made a good point, Cian. Like, the Library of Alexandria is gone. Our nonsense is still safe forever on the radio.
If we had a time machine, I'd love to like maybe see some scholar watching it sink into the ocean or whatever happened to it. And instead they just get handed a phone and not even listen to the show, just cycle through the headings and there's someone saying, this is fine.
But here's the thing. Do you think that maybe what the Library of Alexandria actually was just a bunch of podcasts?
It's possible.
Because here's the thing. The more I realized and the more I look at ancient history, we were exactly the same. There was no difference. We all just reach a point of being really decadent, and then it's like we're totally fine, and we get it. Because here's the thing: people don't realize about the late Roman Empire was they were obsessed with cooking and obsessed with like random BS. And if they had the internet, someone maybe had a podcast being upset about a movie that came out, like whatever. So that's what we're the same.
Oh, actually, sure. I mean,
they did have podcasts. They did. They just didn't record them. They just had some crazy bunch of lads just hanging out talking about it on the square. Yeah, the Romans are the same as us.
Okay, good. Good to know that, like, according to you, we lost nothing of actual value in the Library of Alexandria. Just some dude's terrible take on Roman Star Wars.
See, we need to have our shows, like, just so at some point in history, maybe not now, maybe after we're dead, just vanish into thin air. And then people can speculate on what value was lost.
So here's the thing, right? Sorry, Bryn, go for it. Go.
On that point there, though, like it does make sense why so much of Egyptians' enduring media is around cats.
Yeah, that's true. Here's the thing, right? So what Kev said is true, but also not. Like, think about it this way, right? The Library of Alexandria was the internet of their time. So, yes. Some stuff was lost. That was probably awesome. A lot of BS probably lost too. It's the equivalent of our internet just disappearing. So yeah, Cian, as you said, people be like, oh, there were some great things on the internet. And like there also wasn't. So yeah, that's what it was. It's all the internet disappeared tomorrow. We'd be in the exact same spot as the Library of Alexandria being gone.
Lots of cat media going missing.
Oh man. But then sitting there going, oh, wasn't it such a tragedy? It's like,
yeah.
Not
The
really.
internet turns off and everyone has to just get their own cats at home and just like hold up words in front of them.
Oh man, I saw a
Just
cat
like
today.
homemade memes.
I saw a cat today, and I was like, I wanted to go over and pet it, but then my friend was like, "No, you can't just run over to cats." And I'm like, "I'm gonna," and the cat ran away. And
It's my birthday. I can do what I want.
I
Come over
kind
here,
of
cat. I want to pet you.
I kind of feel better about the idea that like all we lost was like a litany of different publications talking about why gladiator fights are going downhill and aren't drawing audiences anymore.
But also poor performances of plays. This is why I think this play is influenced by this social commentary. I don't like this. They used to keep this pure. The lore makes no sense. It's just like diatribe.
This is why I don't think women should be allowed in plays. No, maybe we should let this like rebirth. Maybe that's fine.
No, I'd happily you'd have some controversial going, women should be in plays, and then like there's a big diatribe of people going, no, how dare you?
You're taking away men's jobs. You're taking away men's jobs by making
what am I a man supposed to do with all this lipstick now?
And some smart aleck will go, oh, well, if women are in plays, we should have women as gladiators getting killed too.
There were women like gladiators. They were rarity.
Were there actually?
Yeah, there were.
Now I'm learning. I mean, horrible for them, but I'm learning.
It wasn't. They were super athletes.
Yeah, being killed by lions.
That's a misconception.
Yeah, like in a lot. Like again,
use this classics degree.
Yeah, but I mean, the way I've always understood it is that like a lot of European wrestlers kind of date their history from gladiator times because it's basically the same thing.
Yeah,
where they go like, well, like there's no point in killing someone because then you can't build to the next fight.
Literally, that's the thing. Yeah. So like a lot of gladiatorial wrestling was gladiatorial combat was just fake. It was like booked. It was worked. It was like, oh, you take this dive and then we'll build this guy up and stuff. Because they were treated like superstars. So like, why would you kill? It's equivalent of building like Mike Tyson.
The superstars can win.
Hold on while I just add this to my portfolio. That is reassuring myself that Vince McMahon is immortal. There is no way that man that he is an extraterrestrial being that does not age.
Oh yeah,
my God,
Brutus. He's Brutus in history. Like
Gentlemen.
I don't know much about wrestling, but I'm sure Caesar was about to get stabbed, and he turned around and he goes, "It's me, Caesar."
To add credence to that, no one who has seen Vince McMahon Jr. and Vince McMahon Sr. in the same room is alive to tell the tale.
This is true. He could just be like the same person.
Because I only watch. I do not know wrestling, but I did. What was the name of the character that was Vince McMahon? But he was in a cloak. He was the shadowy guy for ages during the Attitude Era.
Oh, I saw this on
the higher power.
What's it called?
Higher power. It was Super Eye Patchwell video.
That's
you absolutely called me out, Kean.
Yeah.
That is my reference for wrestling.
Same.
Yeah, he just pulls the higher power trick every like 50 years.
I'd buy it. I'd totally be on brand for him. I do have a random topic about why Scooby-Doo is Anunnaki.
What?
Okay, let's get into this. So the Anunnaki are the Watchers. Basically, they're an alien race that come down. They're the origin of.
Okay, slow down. Are we talking in real life?
Well,
or are we talking in some fictional universe? Because at this point, anything's up for grabs.
Okay. There's actually an episode of From the Dark that we do on it talking about the Watchers. The Watchers are real in like they're real. Look, they're as real as you. If you believe in angels, you believe in Anunnaki, right?
So, like, are we talking Marvel like Watchers with the big heads?
No, but what we are talking about was the Anunnaki are the Sumerians were big into them and worship, basically the Sumerian gods, and they came down from human to influence humans, right? So that is the historical Anunnaki. They're known as the Watchers, and they're also like the fathers and mothers of like Hercules and all that kind of stuff, right? That's it in a nutshell. We did do a podcast on From the Dark about this, so do check it out. The reason why I'm bringing it up, I watched a video yesterday explaining how Scooby-Doo is an alien and he's Anunnaki, and also how there's three different timelines in Scooby-Doo. And I didn't realize that Scooby-Doo had this lore, but now I'm a massive fan because I love lore. So really quick, here's the three timelines. One, Scooby-Doo, where all the bad guys are wearing masks and actually real people. Two, Cyber World, where it's all a video game. Three, where all the demons are real. How did this happen? Well, the supernatural people, the actor from the show, crossed over into Scooby-Doo and released all the demons, creating a parallel universe. Holy cow, this is a thing that's real. Oh my God.
That's how Vincent Price just crawled away into that world.
This is it. So yeah, there's it's on Film Theory. So that is not my theory. That's the Film Theory. Check that out. But yeah, the Anunnaki are awesome. There's some good books on it, and we have done a show. If you guys are not subscribed to us on YouTube or our Spotify, go over and check out From the Dark episode 3. I think it's really
with all that in mind, is there a Scooby-Doo where they unmask the baddie and it turns out to be that Vince McMahon guy?
Yes, there is
several wrestling Scooby-Doo.
Keen, because
it's me, Scooby.
What did we learn many years ago, Keen?
Everything is wrestling,
and
whether you like it or not.
There's nothing.
That's my sequel show for when Comic-Con's open again.
There's nothing. There's nothing more dramatic in wrestling than someone getting unmasked.
Yeah.
Especially in lucha libre.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that sounds like a Mexican thing. Yeah,
it is a Mexican thing. It's a great source of shame when you're unmasked.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So, I mean, I hate to curb a tangent, but who has news
about other than Scooby-Doo being Anunnaki?
And Vince McMahon being immortal.
I think these are big stories.
Listen, I don't think this is news. I think this is something that's just been that should be in the back of everyone's brain. We just kind of realize it.
I feel like it's news now. I feel like you invented it, not invented the concept, but made it a news story.
Fair enough. And here's the thing, though.
Hold on, no, we're putting the brakes on this, Dara. I want to make this From the Dark about Vince McMahon.
Get him on the show.
I mean,
cannot emphasize. Never watched a wrestling show in my goddamn life.
Yeah, wrestling used to be the thing that I turned off if I left it on too long after Yu-Gi-Oh.
That's a fantastic.
I've watched one Royal Rumble with a group of 10 people and I was not paying attention. That is my experience.
That is fair. That is fair. No, wrestling is the best show in the world, but also the worst thing ever.
Yeah,
and there's no in between. It's one or the other.
Yeah,
it's both.
Yeah, it's
simultaneously.
It's it's wonderfully terrible.
Yeah. What was I going to say? So news, right? Dune is coming out. And I went to go see. So we're gonna continue on our saga of Forbidden Cinema. So Forbidden Cinema part 3. So I went to cinema 3 times this week, and none of which were in the Odeon. So screw you guys. And I went to the one in Liffey Valley, and I went to one in town twice. And I was not accosted either of those times. So brilliant. I went to go see Jungle Cruise, which is so much better than it has any right to be.
It's good. I went to see it a couple of weeks ago. It's actually genuinely good. Jungle Cruise.
It has no right to be as good as it is. I don't know why it's as good as it is. It is a wonderful movie, but it's literally Pirates of the Caribbean.
It is good in the same way that Jumanji is good, and that it's just a fun adventure movie with The Rock.
Oh, hang on, yeah, okay, I've seen the posters for this, but I know literally nothing about it. Could you?
It's Pirates. It's Pirates of the Caribbean, literally the same plot as Pirates of the Caribbean, with The Rock and the Jumanji elements, but it's so much better than that. It's totally worth it. If you haven't seen it, go see it.
I'd say it's Pirates crossed Indiana Jones.
That's fair. That's fair. I have to say Jack Whitehall's really funny in it too.
The cast absolutely. Jack Whitehall's great. Emily Blunt's great. I don't know the name of the actor, but he was Todd in Breaking Bad. Plays
Aaron something.
Not Aaron Paul. He was one of the. No, it's because he's one of the bad guys.
I don't know why, but all I can picture is Todd from
BoJack Horseman.
No, from Scrubs.
Scrubs, yeah, the Todd.
That's
gotta be a film.
That's Disney with Speedos. Interesting.
Yeah. But that was really good, and I'd say if you haven't seen that, it's worth your time. Actually, it genuinely is a phenomenal. But the thing of it is, you see the twist coming, you're like, oh, this is, and then it's like, oh, this is Pirates of the Caribbean. But here's the thing, right? Jungle Cruise. I've been on that ride many times. It's not really a fun ride. If they actually, it is what it is. But if the if they actually change the ride to be more like the movie, which I think they're going to do, they could actually really make that thing work for years. So hopefully it does. It's good. It's good.
This is like we're now turning into Jenny Nicholson's YouTube channel that we're gonna just review theme parks here.
I love that YouTube channel.
Hey, I like it too.
No,
I mean,
I didn't say I liked it. I didn't say I liked the King.
3 hours of Vampire Diary facts.
I didn't say I like the King. I said I love that YouTube channel. I watch that YouTube channel all the time. Right?
Listen, we're all people with a brain cell. We all know that Jenny Nicholson is good content. This isn't anything new. Like,
her content is brilliant. You just sit there and you're like, I want to be entertained. Actually,
excellent.
One of my favorite ones that was last year just for Halloween, where she starts reviewing random wine channels like the Hallmark channel.
Yes,
that's gold.
It's brilliant, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the best. I didn't think I'd be into this, but I
feel like we're pretty good at what we do by now. We have our formula down, but we can't focus on like Suicide Squad for 10 minutes, and she can talk about random arts and crafts channels that no one has seen for about 2.5 hours. Like, we need to up our game to get to her level. Like,
well, we need to start with following a show plan.
We have to start by making a show plan.
No, I've already given up.
The appeal of this show is that we try and fail with show plans. You know, like
we do
119 tries.
I think I like
people don't listen to this for something that's coherent.
I like to think that we are. I like to think that we are somewhere in the ballpark of a Chuckle Brothers sketch.
This is true.
Oh man, I sure hope we're funnier than Chuckle Brothers.
Let us know. Hashtag
engagement.
Let us know, but please tell us for our self-esteem that we are funnier than Chuckle Brothers. Even if you're lying, that's fine. You
just lie to us, please.
Just lie at us and lie to us.
Lie to us and give us money. They're two things we want you to do.
Hang on, I don't want to get too derailed, but you said this was a cinema epic. So did you actually manage to go in and see it without incident?
Yeah. So as I said, not going to that cinema should not be named again. I have actually.
You mean the one that you've already named?
I'm not going to name them again. I have emailed them several times at this point, so they're aware of the situation.
Dear Cineworld, there are too many branches.
No,
please
Cineworld
remove 3. I am an influencer.
Cineworld are fine, sir. How dare you be smirched down? They're fine.
Dear Odeon, I hate your stinking guts.
Anyway,
I am not a coot.
I am not a coot. I am not a crackpot. Anyway, as I was saying, I did manage to go to cinema 3 times last week, which was an excessive amount. However, there is method to the madness. So I went to go see Jungle Cruise, and I was like, rad. And then I ended up being stuck in town for like hours because I was doing press for the All Ireland Metal Project at 10 o'clock at night. By the way, town after 10 o'clock, like Dublin City, holy cow, do not go there. It is like The Walking Dead.
Oh, I live there. It's terrifying.
Oh, but it's so much worse since the pandemic. It's terrifying. Like, it's literally there's just thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands, and not an exaggeration, thousands of kids everywhere. And you're like, what is going on?
A year and a half inside, they've gone feral.
They've gone feral. That's it. And like, we're trying to get, and the studio was in Temple Bar, and we're trying to get through just these. I literally felt like I was in The Walking Dead, trying to just walk through. And it's so funny. Dublin in a nutshell, right? You have these kids falling over, getting sick, and all that kind of stuff. And then you turn the corner, and it's like this fancy restaurant, people eating dinner outside. You're like, what is going on? There are thousands of kids over here, and you're sitting there eating your steak Milan, whatever it is. Ridiculous. Ireland in a nutshell. Anyway, because of that, I was stuck in town for hours, and I was like, I took out my phone. I'm like, right, put it in Cineworld app. I'm like, right, what's on? Cop Shop was on. Literally, you know what? The ad doesn't ruin anything, but you know what's coming. It's a movie that has absolutely no right to exist. It is a great time, but has no reason to exist.
Well, before we get into it then, I love how you've identified the demographic of Cop Shop's audience as people being stuck in town, terrified of children who had nothing better to do.
Well, to be
Like,
fair,
put that on the DVD or the poster.
no,
or whatever.
no, it's one of those. It's one of those movies that like you can go see
Right.
if you have nothing
You
else.
can
to do.
see it.
You can see it. Well, you know, it's harder in some places to see it than others. But if you go to it, you know, the cinema up in Liffey Valley or the cinema in Cineworld, you're fine.
What I'm hearing, Dara, is that the only thing you can really say about it is that it's on.
It's all no. Well, here's the thing, right? So just to put it into context, my option was either hang around town or go in and get coffee or something, or else sit in the cinema. And I knew I could sit down in the cinema, so I was already happy. So I was like, I'm fine. I have 2 hours to kill, so I'm just going to chill out here. So that's what I did. Had no.
Okay, and was it good?
As I said, nothing happened. Nothing was solved. It achieved nothing. But I had a great time watching it. So it was what
See, I feel like you still haven't answered my question.
Again, no, I think I know I'm hearing what he's saying. It was just on.
It was just on.
That's it.
Like, that's it. It was like, and you can put that on the box. It was just on. It was.
I know, but that's like saying, did you enjoy your meal? And you saying the meal turned up, I ate it. It was there.
No, you know what it was? It was like when you go to McDonald's and you're hungry and you eat the McDonald's, you're like, well, I'm not hungry anymore. That's what it was. It's like I had 2 hours to kill.
I'd call it damning praise, but
it wasn't bad.
It is the sustenance pill of a movie.
Yeah, it was. You know, it's like Gerard Butler movies are pretty good, right? Like Law Abiding Citizen is fantastic, and a few others are really good. This one is nothing like those because nothing was achieved. It's literally a movie that happens.
I will say it's impressive. They actually managed to film the whole thing in the height of lockdown, and I was wondering, were you able to tell from watching it that, like, you know, all the actors weren't together and all that kind of stuff?
Oh, that makes way more sense. This movie makes sense now. Oh, wow.
I mean, I can't say from watching it, but I've heard that long stretches of the movie are just one person in a room or one person behind a screen or one person here or one person there. And that's how they were able to make it with the height restrictions, you know.
Now, with that being said, I don't even know why they bothered their arse doing that. Because nothing's achieved. It's like, okay, the plot is basically, Jared Butler is a contract killer. This guy goes to jail. He's on the run or whatever for stealing money from mobsters, and that's it. It's basically a play that happens, and then there's some shoots, and that's it.
Yo, damn! Sorry to side rail. I just looked to see if there was any actually like notable movies coming out, and just my local cinema is still showing Space Jam: A New Legacy, and that's just wild. I just continue.
Kev, Cineworld and View have you covered. I have to say, View has become my main now. That I go see. Tickets are €4.
What?
And you meet some interesting people when tickets are €4 in a cinema.
See, you've just put me off it now.
Like, View is
Dara, I don't know how you go to the cinema. I do not go to the cinema to meet people.
No, well, as I said, like, it was funny because when I was there watching Shang-Chi, your man had his shoes off and he was just sitting there with his shoes off. I'm like, this is weird. But then again, when I was watching Cop Shop, some guy was passed out in the back row. I'm like, what's going on with people? Are people just crazy?
Yeah, actually, when I went to see Shang-Chi, sorry to call out this innocent member of the public, but he kept turning around and shushing me, and I wasn't talking.
Oh no!
Like, you know, it's like, oh my god, there's someone in front of me hearing voices.
I will absolutely call out this member of the public. The first time I went to see Shang-Chi, there was a group of teenagers in the corner that I'm not kidding. The entire movie, they were taking selfies. The 2-hour run.
Why? Of what? We're at the cinema. Here you go. Jesus. Hold on. We're going now. This is you know. Yeah. Okay. Right. Whatever. We're millennials and these are Zoomers. That makes no sense.
No.
Someone, please tell me. Okay. Right. Selfies make sense, I suppose. Whatever. And you know, taking them when you're out in the sunlight makes sense, you know, or out at a fountain or something makes sense.
Taking selfies nonstop for over 2 hours in a dark room.
But it's like, fundamentally, it's not going to be a good picture, you morons. Like, you're in the dark. What are you doing?
I will add a little asterisk onto that. The last time I saw a movie with those
hold on,
teenagers
Keen, I'm
was
upset
It
now.
Part 1.
Hold on, Keen, I'm upset at the moment.
Okay. I knew I had to stop you. My spider
No, Dara, I think
was
you're innate.
tingling, and I said I had to stop you, and I don't know why.
Because
Dara, I think you're upset. I think you're too upset. I think you need to go to bed.
See, here's the thing. It's like back in the day. Hold on.
Dara, you need to calm down and cue up hackers to watch after this, and you'll feel better.
That's fine. Back in the day, if you did that, someone would rip the piss out of you mercilessly for years. You'd be like, "Oh, there's your man who got picture in the dark," and it would be known until they were married.
No, but you see, but the thing is, back in the day, it's not even about people ripping the piss out of it. It won't go back to their moms. And then that would have been the end of it.
Oh, that would have been the end of it, exactly. Why were you taking pictures in the dark? What's wrong with you?
Oh my God, Flash Thompson over here.
Oh man, sorry. Go on. You're right, Keen. I sorry.
No. All I was going to say is the last time I was in a movie with loads of teenagers, it was It Part 1. And while that was annoying seeing them selfieing and Snapchatting at the time, every 4 or 5 minutes, the bloody clown would jump out and give them a fright, and you'd see the popcorn going in the air, and you get that karmic kind of release of the movie punishing them for not paying attention because a big thing jumps out at them in 3D. So if you must, and bear in mind, these teenagers you're talking about could be our target audience, even though we are grumpy old men.
That seems incorrect.
Listen, if you take pictures in the dark, you need to sort your life out.
You shouldn't be listening to this show.
Yeah.
No, just
I'm
on.
not
How
even
about
sure
this?
we should be listening to this show anymore.
If you take pictures in the dark, just don't. Just don't.
This is our PSA, is it?
Yeah, this is it. Just don't.
Like I have very strong feelings about phones being turned off in the cinema.
Yeah.
The idea of taking selfies in a cinema is so far beyond the pale of what I find acceptable that I actually can't say more than that on the topic.
Bryn is so angry.
I could see the writhing ball of snakes behind the eyes.
Rage. It's just like, I'm quite tame when it comes to that cinema stuff. As far as like, look, if someone wants to take out their phone and check, fine. If someone wants to send a quick text message, fine. I'm not like properly upset with people checking their phone in the cinema. I don't really mind. In fact, when I was watching Cop Shop, that's pretty much all I was doing because I was up the back because there was no one else there. It was just me and the guy who was asleep for some reason. But I can't comprehend when the movie's on that you're like, you know what? Now is a good time to take a picture in the dark.
Yeah.
I wonder what I look like right now.
It's like,
I better document this.
But what makes sense?
Kean, it's not even. I wonder what I look like. I wonder what my friends think I look like right now while watching a film in the dark.
But here's the thing: like, it's like if you're sitting there going, okay, before the lights go down, and you're like, oh, we're going to see a movie, oh, lol, or whatever, whatever the kids put in, or whatever. You click it, grand, and then after the movie, oh, that's so scary, whatever, rip or whatever, click. In the middle of them, it's so dumb.
Rip.
What is wrong? This is why I'm not a teacher, because I just lose my mind with this. But like, what are you doing?
You'd be like Senior Chang in Community. Turn on her.
Oh my God! It's like, I mean, how many birthdays are you having today? This is proper grumpy old man talk.
Several.
I think I've aged about 10 years of grumpiness from this realization. This is what kids do in the cinema.
Well, look, when this airs on Saturday, it'll be my birthday. So if I send you like a really grumpy text, I will have had the same experience.
I think Dara needs to mute his mic for about 5 minutes to do his cake.
Oh, go on.
Oh my goodness! Should we talk about Doctor Who?
Go on, son.
Yeah,
there you go, Kean.
I feel like as the timey-wimey birthday boy when this airs, that we should at least mention the big news that set at least my Google algorithm on fire, which is that they announced that Russell T Davies will be returning to run Doctor Who for at least the 60th and the series after that, and the new incumbent Doctor. And this is, well, I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic, but this has a lot of people excited. And it also leaves Doctor Who in this weird thing where it has a whole series left and 3 specials under a showrunner that has already gone. It's a mixed up situation. I mean, I know I'm the only Whovian here, but Dar, what do you kind of feel about this?
I think it's long overdue. It's literally the equivalent of them bringing back George Lucas and being like, sorry. So, like that's kind of what happened here. I think like it's the only way to save the show. The fandom's been on fire for ever since not since he walked away from him, but ever since I would argue since Matt Smith left. But I know some people still like Bacaldi and stuff like that. But
I love him.
Yeah, like some people do. He just doesn't do anything for me. But I do. The show wasn't bad then, it just wasn't my taste. But definitely I think bringing him back makes sense because like they really have nothing else to do. Like they cannot sustain the show anymore. It's on fire. And the beep won't throw money at it because they don't have the deep pockets of Disney, so they can't do a Star Wars thing. They overplayed their hand too much. Chibnall, whatever. And I do think Jodie got a bad deal. I don't think she was bad as people make her out to be. It was the writing and the storytelling that was the problem, not so much the Doctor. But the show's unwatchable, dude. Like I just cannot watch that show. It's terrible. It's the worst thing. Not the worst thing ever. The worst thing ever is The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi.
Well, actually, you kind of circled back to the
Last
point
Jedi.
I was going to bring up.
Sorry, Last Jedi.
Which is that you mentioned it's like bringing back George Lucas, but
yeah.
With Star Wars is, if not Lucas, it's always trying to bring back familiar elements to give you that big feeling of nostalgia. It's in the 2010s.
No,
and that's what I'm worried about this Russell T Davies thing. I love him. No. Like It's a Sin, which came out in January, was amazing.
There's a big difference.
But I'm really Doctor Who is never a franchise that has gone, oh well, let's bring back that thing.
No,
as a whole era.
There's a big
I'm a bit worried that there's no
difference.
Precedent for this,
There's a big difference. And what I'd say is the difference. Star Wars under Disney is one of the worst crimes against humanity ever.
And you want to bring back bullying?
What? No,
of course it is. He's a Star Wars fan.
Like all Star Wars fans, Dara wants everyone to feel his pain.
Hold on, I had to sit there when people saying, "Oh, The Force Awakens is so good." You're like, "No, it's not. It's terrible." Did you see it? Yeah, but the Millennium Falcon was there. I don't care. It was still terrible. Yeah, but Han and Chewie, they didn't do anything.
Who are you talking to?
And then they're sitting there going, "Oh, but it was so good." It's like, no, it wasn't.
This is the voice of the Facebook comments Dara was talking to.
And then The Last Jedi came out, and I'm like, you know what? They did something different. That's rad. And then they threw it all away because people were like, it was too different.
Well, so I will say that's something Doctor Who and like the Star Wars fans have in common. I'm going to be honest, I don't love the Jodie Whittaker era, but I don't hate it either. But I do hate Doctor Who fans now.
But the point I was making, I hate Doctor Who fans since Tumblr ruined them. But anyway.
Oh, well, Tumblr's a hellscape by all counts.
Man, the fact that those servers got nuked was brilliant. That was a birthday present for everybody. But anyway, here's the problem with that was the thing with Star Wars. When it came back, there was no plan. They just wanted nostalgia. And they put that Flew, and I can say Flew, in charge, and he just killed the franchise, basically. The only plan was to try and make some sort of money and then push some whatever it was, right? And it's like, okay, that would have been a cool plan to subvert expectations. The only person that was doing it was Rian Johnson. He was the only one that actually had some sort of, I wanted to do this with it. And it failed, and it was probably a really bad idea. And you know what? It was a bad idea. But, at least I can respect that. You actually wanted to do something. You just didn't want to pull out nostalgia for, milk and money.
No, we wanted to kill it in a fire.
Well, here's the thing.
Literally with a lightning bolt from Yoda's fingers.
Well, that was it. With Doctor Who, the current season, it just wasn't Doctor Who. It was everything not that was there. And I think by bringing the old crew back, and that's probably what's going to happen. They're going to bring back the old crew. They're going to look, right, we need to bring this back. We need to get this focused into what it actually was rather than what it became. Like, that's it. We joked that Loki is like the best season of Doctor Who in years. If they literally just do that and have that element into it where it's just fun, but also has those cool stories and introspective moments and its character piece, you can actually bring it back. Now, here's the thing. I wouldn't do this for love nor money because this is a gargantuan task. Like, The Mandalorian was able to bring back Star Wars because it didn't touch any of the Star Wars stuff. Like the Skywalker family or story, that is radioactive. That's Chernobyl at the moment. You cannot touch that. That's a bad idea. But it's always been a bad idea. It's been a bad idea since Jedi, which is why you don't touch it. So the problem here is trying to actually fix the Doctor. I don't know how they're going to do that. And that's what I'll be watching. I'm like, how are you actually going to get this back on track? Because
well, I mean, the interesting kind of wrench in it is that there's going to be a 60th anniversary episode.
The only way they're going,
hang on, Dara. I gave you a long old Skywalker.
I know. I'm sorry. I am sorry. Go on.
Like, because unlike say the 50th last time, where Matt Smith was kind of on his way out, and they could get Tevin back and all that kind of stuff. Like literally, Jodie Whittaker is presumably going to leave, and then there's going to be a 60th anniversary with Russell T back, and presumably a new Doctor. It's like a really weird time to do this, and I don't know. My worry is that, like, as I kind of said earlier, Doctor Who is a franchise that, you know, even when it struggles, it survives because it can completely reinvent itself. And I'm a bit worried that going back to a time, even a time when people loved it, it sort of defeats the notion of Doctor Who. Now, don't get me wrong, he could go in a completely different direction, and I hope he does. But I don't want it to be David Tennant back and the old.
No,
that'd be the worst thing you could do.
No, I don't think that's a good way to do it. Like, as I said, with Star Wars, that doesn't work because people don't want to see nostalgia for the sake of it. You want to see it for a story. Because if they're going to do that, just end the show. You know, just end the show because there's no point. You know, you need to have a future with it. But with what Chibnall did was kill the show to such an extent that there is no future. He basically said, none of this matters. The Doctor's a horrible person. Awful. Hate everything. All right. And so you're like, okay, what's the point now? And with Star Wars,
when did he say the Doctor was an awful person?
He said the entire Time Lords were an awful person because what they did.
Oh, well, that's just true.
No, but and by extension, the Doctor's a horrible person as well for what they did to the Timeless Child.
Well, I mean, I don't want to get into that. We've got 119 episodes. I'm sure we've covered the Timeless Child in there somewhere.
But the Timeless Child is the biggest problem here. It's like you can't square that circle. Like
maybe, yeah, that's true. It just certainly having that be the last thing before a pandemic killed the show for 2 years was a really bad look. Well, yeah. I don't know. I'm very aware of Bryn and Kev having not said anything in a while. Do you want to weigh in, guys? Or
I think this just say it was all a dream.
Yes! Oh my god! There we go. I forgot about that.
Just do Dallas.
My input was going to be that I'm glad Moffat was leaving. After Googling, I realized he left many years ago.
Yes.
So I don't have a horse in this race.
I agree.
Just do the Dallas thing. That's my solution for everything that goes wrong.
You could.
That's it.
Eccleston and Tennant are still playing the Doctors on radio. You could get them in for the Dallas. Pick which one is going to be in the shower, I suppose.
I will say, if they do want, like, even just for a cameo, if they just want to be like, no, this is we're changing what Doctor Who is, just even bringing Eccleston back to be like, no, it's different. He likes it now.
Like, I think just
the Dallas thing fixes everything.
Yeah, it fixes everything. You know,
yeah.
Like the one thing I would say, like, just to kind of expand it out, is that, like, you know, we have seen it happen before where previous beloved showrunners have left a show and then come back to it, only for it to kind of come back and go like, okay, this doesn't have the same pizzazz I thought it would. Like I love Community; it's one of my favorite shows of all time. But there's the Gas Leak season. There's the Gas Leak season. He comes back. And there's the feel of the show is permanently ruined because of the Gas Leak seasons.
Yeah, so, this is exactly what I was saying. Or like, you know, say Gene Roddenberry producing the first 2 series of Next Gen. Like, you know, even though like Star Trek 20 years ago was great. Like, I don't know. I worry, like, if they had a new showrunner and it was worse, at least it would be its own thing. I'm a bit worried about it spoiling David Tennant retroactively. Do you know what I mean?
Here's one for you, right?
Okay.
This is another wrestling example.
How did I know?
Oh no,
Bryn, you know where I'm going with this. Remember when Eric Bischoff came back to WCW?
Yep.
That's what this feels like. This feels like, or even Paul Heyman came back to SmackDown and he was or ECW. You know, I think, look, if they come back for the right reasons and have a story to tell, or indeed to try and fix it, and the only way you're going to be able to fix both Star Wars and Doctor Who is by retroactively removing massive chunks of it. Because
Oh
you
no,
have to.
don't do that. Don't
Have
do
to.
that.
You
They
have
nearly
to.
wiped out 3 of the doctors in the 80s. Like, don't.
You have to.
I
It's
think
the only way.
you
The time
own
is
your
to-
mistake and move on. Don't do like a redo or something.
Well,
you
you
know?
could do it. You could look if the 60 is there, and when is the 60th? Is it November or is it next year?
It's not even next year. It's 2023. So
Right. So what they could do is, and what they probably will do is, they'll probably fix it in that where they do a big event and then it wipes everything in some way. Because you have to get rid of the timeless child.
you can, but
You have
they've
to.
gotten rid of more complicated things before.
That's
without
true.
Deleting it, you know.
Yeah, well, but they have to find some way to square that circle because it just like there's no other way to do it. And with Star Wars, you can't actually. You have to get rid of those movies or redo them or just get rid of them because like they're just so like it's just so damaging. You know, there's no other way around it. But look, as I said, Cian, what would this be a show without Star Wars and Doctor Who? It really is.
And me insisting that the Dallas Dream Effect fixes everything.
It does. The Dallas Dream Effect fixes everything. I know what we should do. We should try to get the writer of that guy on the show so we can interview him.
What,
say
the
how much
writer
of
of Dallas?
No,
Yeah.
well, whoever wrote that episode and be like, we're huge fans. What do you think about your idea to fix Star Wars? And then pitch it to Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
Then get a rejection letter.
Man.
I'd frame that rejection letter.
So would I.
Yeah.
Well, we have like 10 minutes left. I'm after completely remembering that that Nintendo Direct was this week as well.
Oh yes, it was this week. It was this week.
Before,
yes.
okay, obviously there's a big story here which is wild and hilarious in a lot of ways. Before we get on that, I want to take my soapbox and I'm just happy Bayonetta 3 is getting a release date.
Wait, say again? Oh, Bayonetta 3.
I've been waiting so long. I'm just happy it's happening.
It's nice to see you happy, Kev. Or hear you happy.
It's been so long.
I still have. I love Bayonetta. I still have no idea what it's about.
No, neither does the game. In fairness,
I've got 12 minutes and I'm very tired. I could do this another episode.
Okay, because I'd love to know what it's about. Like I said, I love the game. I love Vanquish as well, but I know what Vanquish is about, but I have no idea what Bayonetta is about. I know it has like witch demons, maybe.
Oh, it's a confusing nightmare to play if you're not good at those games already.
Okay. In 2 points I can give you at least is hair, clothes, and daddy problems.
I see.
That's your baseline.
See, that's one of your answers that actually raises more questions than answers.
But,
and yet I've heard everything I need to know.
Yeah. Play Bayonetta. Play Bayonetta.
Yeah,
1 and 2.
Bayonetta.
You can get 1 and 2 on the Switch like together as a bundle. They're both incredible. Get that. But the big news from the Direct was that I forgot that they announced they were making a Mario movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But they've announced the cast.
Oh, how could we not cover this, Jason?
Listen,
And
I want the original Mario.
Here he goes.
He's 82 years old and he's dead.
Yes.
My favorite tweet that I've seen was someone in all caps said, "Apologize to this film."
But no,
As I
this is
say,
literally this is literally the episode of The Simpsons. This is
Yeah.
literally it. It's playing out in real time. This is literally it, gang.
Like,
You're
it's-
literally living through Radioactive Man. That episode. Of The Simpsons.
The fact that Chris Martinet is right, they have him. He is there. He is in the room.
But here's the thing: they're probably what's going on with the plot for it, dude. Is it's going to start off in the video game and then they're going to jump to real life. That's what the plot is. That's what's going to happen. So you will have your man doing the Mario voice in the game, and then when he goes to real life, it's going to.
And then it's Chris Pratt in a red hat.
Yeah, no, that's what it's going to be.
I'm
This
struggling
is
to
all
have the words.
Sonic's fault. This is Sonic's
Hey,
fault.
whoa. The Sonic movie was amazing.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it was, but it's still because of Sonic that we have
and it
missed.
made him, and it actually had a plot that was
No. Hold on. No.
amazing.
This is Aladdin's fault.
What?
What?
You're gonna have to
Yeah, you're gonna have
explain
to-
more.
Robin
Bayonetta.
Williams in Aladdin is what then made studios realize that having actual name actors in animated movies sells tickets, even though they have, like, Robin Williams was good in a lot. I will not contest.
Oh, you're talking like 90s.
Fundamental problems with animated movies is what I'm saying.
Oh, but see,
It's
the reason why they do it is so they can be like, oh, such and such is in this movie, in this movie, in this movie, in this movie.
It is. I'm not, you know, like I understand that, like, you know, tickets need to be sold. It would work if, you know, these actors had actual voice acting, like actual experience in voice acting at all, which half of them do not.
Well, there's two ways to deal with this. One, don't go to the movie. Two, buy a Dreamcast.
I should say they haven't made the movie yet. It's a bit early to judge.
Well,
But
I would
Kev,
judge.
what's your kind of
I would
read
judge.
on the voice cast and all that kind of stuff?
I just like Chris Pratt as Mario is the thing memes are made of.
Yeah.
I can't understand that.
Mind-boggling.
It's basically it's basically like a modern day version of Osimo. Instead of using Adam Sandler to use Chris Pratt.
Well, to be fair, he was in the Lego movie, and I think that's probably where they're coming from.
I will say, however, Charlie Day as Luigi is inspired.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
get that man a live action Luigi appearance.
Nightman.
Like one of the best things to come out of this is people animating Luigi over It's Always Sunny scenes. That has been a joy.
Conversely, I can't imagine anyone playing Wario except for Danny DeVito.
Is that what he's cast as?
No, they haven't said anyone about. I don't think they've mentioned Wario at all.
They better. There
is like, because there's a few that like are kind of like Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong is weird and feels like a casting choice that's been pulled straight out of 2005.
Yeah.
But
I like Seth Rogen in the what's it called, Invincible though. Like, you know, he's a bit laid back for Donkey Kong, but he can do voice acting. Like
the two that I think actually are going to be very, very fun as well. Jack Black doing Bowser. I think that's just going to be fun. I don't see how that's not. Again, it's incredibly weird, and I don't understand what this movie is going to be. But that's just fun.
Yeah.
My concern about that, if Jack Black, sorry, not Jack Black. If it will be Jack Black. If who's he playing again?
Bowser,
that's the one. If he starts playing a guitar, or if he starts singing,
actually, can I stand up for Jack Black? I really like latter era Jack Black. He's got a YouTube channel with his son. He's just I've already peaked energy, and he's just like a very nice, relaxed guy.
Yeah,
you know?
I like Jack Black too. But what I do hate is that I hate the way when Jack Black isn't playing, someone who isn't Jack Black. Who isn't a character? He just goes back to playing his character from High Fidelity. I hate his High Fidelity character because it was awesome 25 years, 30 years ago. Not awesome now. I don't care that you.
Okay, yeah, they could write it.
His character in High Fidelity and not in anything else.
Yeah.
I personally am going to spend however much money it is to get to the cinema when this movie comes out to see Bowser go shigagagagway.
I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere.
The other one that I feel like nobody is talking about that I think is wild is Michael Keegan Key doing Toad.
Oh yes,
it's just what
a choice was made here.
I just if it's not Mike, if it isn't the man himself with the hat and the vest, I don't care. I don't want to see him.
Oh my god, you just need to get Toads reenacting Key and Peele sketches now. I've broken him. I've broke Kev. Just
congratulations.
If someone make a Microsoft.
The show is off the rails. This is me saying this.
just get the Toads reenacting. Even better, get the Toads just reenacting, I don't know, lines from Jordan Peele films or something.
Oh yeah, that's what you want to see is Toad fall into an abyss after stirring tea.
No, get Toad to play like the awful, kind of
Toad with imposter syndrome. Oh my god.
Well, look, okay, hold on. Let's try this. So, Kev, what would you like the movie to be?
Paper Mario.
Okay, well, what is that? What's the plot? In your perfect mind?
I don't see. The thing is, I don't know why they're even doing a movie. That's my
money.
thing.
Money.
Well, yeah, money. Yeah, no, I get that. Sure. Artistically.
There's no artistic to this. It's just
Yeah,
money.
that's fair.
Lots and lots and lots of money.
Yeah, no,
Look, children,
I know
Mario.
you're right.
I know Mario. Let's go make money.
I know you're right, and I didn't want to admit it. Yeah, no, like I just don't see the point in the movie. Like even if it was like, I think I more understand if it was just a very just simple, just again kind of simple adventure cartoon movie.
Okay, how about this?
Like direct to DVD. That's kind of what I like. My only
Don't let
idea.
Mario talk. That's the thing I'm worried about.
Well, that's gonna happen.
Actually, no. But Mario,
no,
unlike say Sonic, isn't like a dialogue heavy like affair. Even Paper Mario, which is a dialogue heavy affair, does not have Mario talking in it. You know,
I do have to mention that in the direct, Miyamoto does, after they announce that it's Chris Pratt, Miyamoto does specifically say that Mario will be talking a lot in this movie, and yes, it sounded like a threat.
But here's the thing: like, I don't know why they can't do that kind of movie where it's like Paper Mario or something where it's actually just in the world. Because for me, I'm not a Mario fan. You know, I don't like Nintendo because they killed the Dreamcast. Anyway,
this feels like an old wound.
Dreamcast.
But he killed Sega, and it's not nice.
The Dreamcast is the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm gonna have to get all Vince McMahon here, man, and go like the Dreamcast screwed the Dreamcast.
Anyway,
if you want to get real technical, the Genesis killed the Dreamcast.
And the PlayStation and the N64, and you know,
time.
They all ganged up on it. And
yeah,
just beat him and then kicked him as he down.
the Dreamcast was over the ledge, and they all pushed. You know.
Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm not a Nintendo fan, and I never would claim to be. If anything, I would be casual Nintendo fan because I like some Mario games. I love Pokemon and stuff like that, but it disgusts me every time I buy a Nintendo console.
Why? You just hate joy?
No, growing up.
He hates Joy-Cons.
No, when growing up, you know, again, this is a millennial thing. You were either a Sega fan or a Nintendo fan. You were one or the other. You were not both. And Sega is, you know, the one that should have won, but it didn't. So fair. But anyway, I appreciate that people enjoy Nintendo. But what I'm saying to you is, as a casual, like super casual Mario fan, right? I do not want to see him in the real world, and that's the movie I don't want. I don't want the movie where, you know, they're sucked into they're sucked out of the real world and they're off doing things, and that is dumb, right? I don't understand why they just don't want to do a movie in the universe where they're off doing Mario things. And my fear, and I think they're going to do, and Kev, so I do understand your annoyance here as well. You're going to have them sucked out of the game or something, and it's going to be Chris Pratt walking around being Chris Pratt. I'm like, that's not a Mario movie. That's a Chris Pratt movie. You know, that's a Jack Black movie.
Yeah, I think that movie just got released. It was called Free Guy.
But Free Guy has Ryan Reynolds in it. Everybody loves him.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're going to do like a sponge out of water thing where they end up in the real world. My worry is that because Mario isn't a story-driven thing. I would love it to be a really kind of creative like thing where Mario doesn't need to talk and they all get into scrapes. And like I think like Kev said earlier, like kind of a sort of lavish but kind of stripped back sort of affair. I don't know. There's a historically bad precedent for video games being adapted into films. And I'm worried that they're going to just like change it around and just make it a bog standard kids thing, or even worse, a Lego movie clone, even though I love a Lego movie.
Yeah, no,
like the
clone is not necessarily.
Yeah.
You know what is pretty good though? Speaking like the Lego movie formula, so you have Lego movie Batman.
We are at time.
Okay, right, we'll come back and finish this then. Go on.
How do I end the show?
I'm driving the bus.
Okay, we'll go to plugs.
We will give our feelings possibly on the Lego movie next week, if we remember, which we won't. So we won't. So, Bryn, do you have any plugs?
No, God, no.
That is the voice of a man whose 2-year-old has a birthday this week.
1-year-old.
1-year-old.
Yes.
1-year-old turning 2.
No, 1-year-old.
Oh, just one.
Just turning 1, yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, you're still in that phase. All right, Dara.
I do have a plug. So I want to give a plug to the gracious people over at deskboardbuddy.com who have graciously allowed me to work with this or preview this cool item, and it is really cool. It's called the Desk Board Buddy. All right. Accessory, you can like put your iPad, your phone, or whatever onto it, and it opens up and you can write notes. It is awesome. If you work from home, if you work in an office and don't have loads of space or whatever, get yourself one of these. Go over to deskboardbuddy.com and check it out. And when it arrives, I'll give a proper review. But I am so excited for this thing. The folks over there are super nice, and yeah, I'm probably going to be talking about this an awful lot.
Whiteboard, isn't it?
Yeah, so the way it works is like you can put your phone and stuff there as well, but it's a whiteboard. So it's a cabinet, but a whiteboard, so you can write notes and all this kind of stuff as well. But then also open it up and store all your stuff in there as well. So it's like I've actually been looking for a small little whiteboard for about a year, and they're so expensive. But this actually has the functionality of like a little cubby as well, and also you can like a keyboard holder and stuff like that as well. So it does have a lot of different functions in it. But again, like, this is something if you work specifically from home and don't have loads of space like myself, this is what I'm looking for a while. So I'm going to do a review of it when it arrives. We'll be talking about it as well. But again, if you're like me and you want to check this out, I guarantee you, deskboardbuddy.com. The whiteboard over there is for you. It's called a desktop whiteboard, and it is my plug.
Excellent. Kev, over to you.
As always, you can follow me on Twitter at KevTalika94. And for those of you that were following our my Greek mythology themed D&D campaign, we are no longer going to be streaming on Twitch on Tuesdays, because we are, by the graces of all that is lordly, we are moving to in-person sessions once again.
Oh my God.
I'm so excited. I love my
Have
friends.
fun with all the diseases.
I can't wait. Yeah. But that means that like we just do not have the capability to stream then. But we are still recording our sessions. They are going to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, The Nancy Crew, Wednesday mornings, if you want to check that adventure out.
Awesome. Then we'll call time on that show. Once again, we'll say happy birthday to Dara, and apologies for all of the old man jokes and all that kind of stuff. But guys, this has been wonderful to record. Thank you so much. And as always, of course, thank you so much for tuning in. So this is Nerd to Know Basis 119 on Phoenix 92.5 FM, signing off and saying bye.
Bye.
This is worth it. We do work at night. She says I'm not romantic. I say she's too dramatic. I tell her while we're at it, we can work at night. She says I'm not romantic. I say she's too dramatic.
Thank you for listening to a Nerd to Know Media production.